Okay, got the Sulky in for the 48-inch Toro. This is the model I got. Looks like there's 5 grease points. Each tire or each wheel hub, and then there is a point on top, and then there's a point here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could not use. I had to cut some stuff off, guys, and I'll tell you why. Here it is. So there's a grease point in here, on there. There's a grease point here, and then there's a grease point on that thing right there in the middle. But right now, this thing is pretty larger than I expected. It barely fits in my wheel, and I noticed that looks like an original mag on this side, and on this side it looks like they replaced the mag. It's a little different, but I have a little bit more space over here, so that's why the brake doesn't line up right on the tread like it does over here. So it's just a little bit kicked out a little bit further. So it actually works out because that helps these guys fall in line when this sulky gets connected. Right now it's not connected because I had to break the threshold of my garage. It won't fit. I got to move some stuff in order for it to fit. But sorry, I'm zoomed in here. I didn't mean to. Basically, I found 2 bolts that already existed that were already drilled in. Some bolts holes that are close are right here. I may try and go back in there. This has been welded before when they had a sulky in the middle. I guess they pulled it, and look, there's a stress crack here. So I think Noah pointed out that these holes are pretty close. So I either might get a smaller bolt to fit in there and do it. That might be fine. These are the bolts. The bolts that came with it. It came with a bunch of brackets and stuff, but the bolts that came with it are just too long. So I ended up having to cut about a 1/2 inch off, because up underneath here is my pulleys. They're right there. There's pulleys for the hydros or fans, or I guess it's fans. I don't know. There's a belt there, so it's it's something. I don't know what that does, but circulates. I don't know, but basically, this had this piece sitting like this. Maybe it was like this. Maybe it was like this. This piece was sit like this. Sorry, like that. And it was going to, no, I'm sorry. This piece went right here, like this. And then this piece was supposed to go right here, but it was this way. It's supposed to be right here, and then you pull this thing out. You pull out on this handle right here, and it pushes in, and then it would click in when you flip this up. It would click in, like either right here or right here, depending on how far you want to click it in, and it would hold it for you. Great design, but I think for X marks that don't have the hydro, most X marks have the hydros over here on the side, and so none of this hydro stuff's in the way. But I went ahead and just cut it off there and cut it off there, and I figured if we need to take it off, we'll just do it the way I just did. Was pull these pins and pull it off. But basically, you pull these pins in. And sorry, terrible camera. Pull these pins in. If I can get it. Of course I can't. Let me use my other hand. Let me show you on this side. You pull the pins in like this. Well, you can see it there. And then the pins lock in right here. So I'll show you that. So they lock in like that. So now that's all the way through. It's going through here. It's going through here. It's going through here. Now these can go up and down. These can wobble. So because this whole thing can go up and down like this. But it's solid. It doesn't pivot, and it doesn't pivot right here like some of the other ones. It pivots this way, like this. But when you turn, it doesn't pivot this way. So when you turn the back wheels, it goes wherever the mower goes. And then these are on huge casters. This is air inside these tires. And like I said, it rides, if I can set that right. It's just on the outside edge of that tire. Looks good on this tire. It's right on that tire. Of course, because it is over slightly, about a half inch. It's about a half inch that way on the back. I don't know why those holes were already there, but I went ahead and used them. It doesn't affect the operating. Like when I get up here and I stand up here, I don't feel like I'm way over to the left. I mean, I'm a slightly over to the left, but it's not a big deal. So, like I said, I might go with those other bolts on the corners, but I'll get some footage of Noah riding this. I did a few stripes, a few cuts just to try it out, and it did well. It's going to take some getting used to. You got to be careful when you turn. You know, you got to be prepared that this back piece doesn't twist with you. This back piece comes with the turn, so you're going along with the mower. I'm so used to the other one that cocked this way, but we could jackknife it really easy. We couldn't back up. This one, when you reverse, these wheels just turn around and they clear. They turn around, they can clear that, and you just back up with it, and you just stand right here. It's really nice, and you're off the ground quite a bit, not like right on the grass like the other Sulky. So I'll show you some footage when I get it.
Yep, we're good. Oh yeah, we're good. 16. I think he's all the guy.
Man, he choked it.
Just about thinking about turning around too.
Yeah, here, want to take a picture? Let me back up. I'll take a picture because that's not ready yet. First keeper in the boat, 16 inches.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh yeah.
Keeper?
Yes, sir.
Feisty.
Well, now you got two to hold. What's your old one? I'm not like that.
So his partner ended up not wanting to hold one, so he held both, but we squeezed them together so we can get a photo. They ended up coming in 39th out of over 120 something boats, so that was good.